Hey everyone, hope you were with us on Sunday last week. We finished our small group series on the book of Daniel, and we also had Big Sam in. He's an evangelist in Charlotte and just brought a great word of encouragement to us. We are now going to start back into the book of Hebrews this coming Sunday, and we will be right in the middle of that book. We'll be in chapter 8. We've already covered the first 7 chapters. I want to just refresh you on the book of Hebrews, but before I do, I want to remind you why we are doing this, because in 2021 we covered the first 7 chapters, and if you'd like to get refreshed on the book of Hebrews, you can go to our website and find any of those sermons that we preached through the first 7 chapters. But we went through verse by verse, and then we took about a 6-month break because we were going through the fall journey on Proverbs, then we had a series on Advent, then we had a series on the vision of the church, and then we just finished the book of Daniel, the first 7 chapters of Daniel. And so why are we going back to Hebrews, and why do we go through entire books of the Bible? The reason is because we believe, of course, that the Bible is the Word of God, and that the best way to teach it, and to teach it thoroughly and completely and without sidestepping passages, is to teach entire books of the Bible. Paul says in Acts chapter 20 that he teaches the whole counsel of God, and that's what we want to do as well. So a little bit about the book of Hebrews. We've titled this series Simply the Best, and that is because Jesus is simply the best. And the book of Hebrews compares him to a number of other things. And 25 times in the book, it says that Jesus is more than, or better than, or greater than whatever it is the author's comparing Jesus to. So he compares Jesus to the tabernacle, the place of worship that the wandering Hebrews in the desert had set up according to God's instructions. He's better than the temple. He's better than the animal sacrifices that atone for sins. He's better than Moses. He's better than angels, and on and on. And so Jesus is simply the best. He was then, he is now. Now, the author is unknown. We don't know who wrote the book of Hebrews. It probably was not Paul, because the style does not match Paul's writings. We're not sure who did, but whoever wrote this, he wrote what was sort of a sermonic letter or a theological treatise about the importance, the preeminence of Jesus. The reason that he probably wrote it is so that the people who are following Jesus would not turn back to the system of Judaism. And there was likely moderate persecution happening in their lives throughout the Roman Empire. And these are people who aren't getting their heads chopped off necessarily, but who are experiencing discomfort in the workplace or in their communities because of their commitment to Jesus. And the author of Hebrews is saying, don't turn back. Jesus is simply the best. I'm excited to get back into it. I hope that you are as well. Please read Hebrews chapter 8 in preparation for Sunday's sermon, and look forward to seeing you there on Sunday.